So here we are at the Hawaiian airport. Wow, look at that. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. So here's the airplane when it's coming in. You can see one side is clear for flying out, and then the other side is more filled with cities, but you can still take off on either direction and do okay. Might be more fun with a 747 going into the city though. Might want to try that. So here's our airplane coming in, and wow, wow, this is wow. Wow. I built this and I'm wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it's coming in. I think it's just gonna loop around. Oh, there, that's a nice shot right there. Wow, look at that. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So this is the view in front, and I'm just gonna turn the airplane. You can see there's also the view behind us. It's just crazy. And that shadow right there that just moved, that's probably from a ship flying above. Interestingly enough, what I did for this build was I turned off maybe 66% of the shadows just to save you a few more frames per second, but the other 33% of shadows that are on will give the illusion that everything has a shadow. So I am trying to respect your frame rate in that way. And you can see these buildings here are quite basic, some of them, so that should help a bit on your load. Okay, so now we're flying. I'm just gonna pull in the wheels. There we go. Okay, there's a big skyscraper there for bridge, and that building is floating, but I will fix that later. Okay. Anyways, so you can see down here that it's quite normal, as you would expect Hawaii to be, and then it kind of just blends into the city. We have the Twin Towers right here. We have Dubai Creek Tower there. We have Wandering Earth, a movie from China that's really great over here. And we also have the Jeddah Tower over there, which is 1 kilometer tall. Okay, we did not crash. And then I also have this big ring thing here is from a build I made in Switzerland, and then the overall city, I just planted 3 of them. I felt that's the amount that a computer can handle. And the 3 giant towers with the floating cities up above, uh, that's my future fantasy Hong Kong build. I'm actually gonna fly up there and give you a closer look. I'm not sure which one is closer. It's kind of confusing me. Anyways, all this stuff in the sky, these are meant to be other airships, and these are really just triangles. So it's again, just trying to be really respectful to your graphics card because I know that this is a lot to process, but they are animated and they do move. And then these flying cities here, they will slowly go up and down. And I also put some greenery there. Of course, I don't know if grass could survive at this height, but maybe if it's inside the building or something, that would be okay. So here we have the Hawaii Island below us, and we're just kind of above the giant city here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back down, and I'm going to show you the rest of the build. While we're going down though, you can just see here that there's some of these like kind of like floating islands in the city, and they have like mountains on them where you could imagine that that could be an island where people could go on vacation, and if it's like cloudy below, they could be above the clouds and just have a nice day and just forget that it's raining on the world below. So, okay, we're going to go down to the other builds in this build. So I tried to make sure this would be like a very colorful future. We have some water up on this platform here and some sailboats kind of there. So yeah, those are sailboats up about, I don't know, how high are we? We're 20,000 feet? Okay, 20,000 feet. Going lower now. So yeah, oh, that ring is right in front of the golf course. That's lucky. I do try to place these things in like where they would probably be, but you know, there's a lot of stuff in here, so some of it gets placed randomly, and I just try to make sure that it fits. So we're flying among the mountains here, and we can see Dubai Creek Tower. All right. Okay, so for whatever reason, I couldn't get the Death Star into the game. I tried for like an hour or two, maybe even 3. I just couldn't get it in. So anyways, we're gonna skip the Death Star for now. Here is Dubai Creek Tower again, with the city over there, just kind of like towering over the mountains there. So this way you can still kind of enjoy some natural beauty and just see what it would look like from afar. So that's quite nice there. If you do go far enough, it will pop out, but we have some new builds to check out. Over here is Sword Art Online Castle, so you can go see that right above the crater. Maybe a slower plane would be more fun. It's just a small low poly build. Alright, so here we're coming over to the main city area. Just flying over here, so as you can see, the main city over there and then the towers above, those will disappear pretty quick. Here's an airport with Wandering Earth above it, so you can fly through that. And I also added some buildings here just to kind of make it a little more populated. Here we have the Mega City Pyramid from Japan. And then over there in that corner, we have another airport, and I just put some buildings on it. So there's also the Twin Towers down there, the Jeddah Kingdom Tower, and the Japanese Pyramid. Okay, so coming over here, we have Alita Battle Angel. This is kind of like a space elevator concept idea from the movie, and I added a few more colors, and then it's like pillared right into the ground here. And then above the city on the upper level, if we could just get there, is the tower from Star Wars. So there's the tower from Star Wars inside the Alita City tower, and you can always explore that. There's buildings there. There should be trees there as well, but I'm not sure. Here is a building I did from Bora Bora. You can just imagine this as a radio tower. So let's say that we're flying up from this airport here. There we go. We can see pretty quickly that there's going to be a red ship here and some hot air balloons. So you can kind of fly through that. And this is at the northern part of Hawaii. And then there's the Alita Battle Angel Tower off there in the distance. From this far away, you can see that the original city that we saw on the other side is no longer being drawn, and that's going to help you with your frame rate. So the having it disappear in the distance actually does help your frames per second. So this way you can feel like there's a little bit more nature, and then we're just going to this radio tower here, and that's pretty tall. Okay, so coming here we have Roblox Island. This is originally in Dubai. And yeah, this is a cartoon build. You can imagine this as a theme park just off the island on the northern part as well. And then the other builds will start to come into view as we fly towards them. Okay, so we can see here that the city has popped in and we're just flying under the clouds back to the airport. Because I did build 20 builds and they are very, very large, as you can see here, I actually had to move some of them to the other islands of Hawaii. So we'll be going there pretty shortly here. But I just want to fly under here and just kind of show you, remind you that this is the main attraction here that we're looking for. And we can just fly under this ring here. And there's the airport. I don't know why that popped in late, but there it is. And hopefully I'll get the Death Star fixed, but another time. Yeah, so here we're just flying around here, and we didn't crash into anything. That's great. To get to the other island, you would just go to the southeastern tip, and then you would kind of just fly straight and just keep going away from the island. And you can see there's the cities there, taking over the view. So here, this is a bit of a flight, but if you're in a supersonic jet, that'll definitely help. So coming through the cloud on the next island over, we can see the rings above this Atlantis town here. So this is really cool. This city here is animated and slowly rotating. And then we got the hot air balloons, as well as this little bit of a white castle here. Very beautiful and very highly detailed for you guys to explore if you fancy. And then we're just going away from it right now. Okay, and then we just follow this island here along the coast. And over here in the distance, we have a build I did for Rio de Janeiro. So that you can imagine is kind of like a space elevator. And that's about 8 kilometers tall, or about 25,000 feet, if I can remember correctly. So yeah, just as you fly around the islands, you'll kind of have some eye candy to check out. And there's also a cross here and a floating island. I'm going to actually take you up to the top just to show you what it looks like. So we're just going up to where that elevator is. You can see it's also animated. And I also put these like wing-shaped things in the ground. There's also a dome down there, some flower towers, hot air balloons in the cannon. Pretty cool. And then this is basically the Alita Battle Angel build. And you got like a Ferris wheel that rotates, some flying jets, an Eiffel Tower. And that's basically the build there. And that was too far. Okay, so here we're coming down to the floating island, which is kind of a nice little area that the people could stay there, live there, travel around the world ideally, and just kind of enjoy various views. Hopefully we can do that one day in the future. I'm going to come down to the water level to show you some of the details down here for this build. I'm actually really proud of it. It's one of my favorites. Again, here we have the 1 kilometer tall Jeddah Tower. And this is kind of like you could imagine the harbor, so there would be more buildings over here and some statues down there. And then the city could be an underground city that's woven into this canyon. And then if you want, you could fly through here, kind of dodging the hot air balloons, going through these flower towers, and just kind of around like that, a bit of a loop. And then right here I have a cross from Rio de Janeiro that you can try to fly through, and it's like kind of like a city. You can see the buildings just on it right there. So I wanted it to be a little religious, but not too religious, so there's also a Ferris wheel on it. So that's Rio, and then I have, I believe, one more build on the other island. Okay, so this build is definitely one of the more higher detailed builds. You can kind of see that glass ball floating up in the clouds there. I think I'm going to go to that first. Just fly over these mountains here, slow down the engines. Yeah, you can see it appearing. So I had to put this really far away because it is really demanding on the graphics card. But it's basically a city down here, and then there's also that crystal ball. And if you do get here too fast, it might hit your frame rate, but I have played here before where it was smoother. I think it just has to clear out the other builds from the cache, so that might be why it's slowing down right now. Oh, there we go. Now it's smooth. Okay. Yeah, so if your frame rate does get hit, again, just wait a bit and it'll come back once things balance out their memory in your system. So there's that airport there that you can take off from, fly through the dragon ring if you want. And then again here we have this beautiful kind of like dragon city, just kind of like on the coast here, an Eiffel Tower, some dragons going through. This is a little bit randomly placed, but I did try to make sure that it would fit in. And then there's like a big diamond there in the mountains. Yeah. So anyways, that was it, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Here we are at the Hawaiian airport. Wow, look at that. Okay.